Under a dictatorship, both the economy and the well-being of people are shaped by the centralization of power, lack of democratic processes, and often repressive governance. The effects can be complex and multifaceted, varying based on the dictator's policies, the country's resources, and its geopolitical situation. Here's a detailed look at how a dictatorship can impact the economy and the people. Economic impacts. Centralized economic control policy implementation. Dictators often centralize economic decision-making, which can streamline certain processes but may also lead to inefficient allocation of resources. Decisions may favor political loyalty over economic rationality, state ownership. In some cases, dictatorships increase state control over industries and resources. This can lead to monopolies and stifle competition, potentially resulting in inefficiency and lack of innovation. Corruption and cronyism. Resource allocation. Corruption can become rampant, with resources and opportunities allocated based on personal connections rather than merit. This cronyism can lead to economic mismanagement and hinder overall development. Rent-seeking wealth and economic benefits may be concentrated among the ruling elite, exacerbating inequality and leading to rent-seeking behaviors where individuals or businesses seek to gain wealth through political connections rather than productive activity. Economic stability and growth. Some dictatorships, particularly those with competent leadership and effective economic policies, can achieve significant economic growth. For example, China under Deng Xiaoping saw remarkable economic progress despite its authoritarian regime. However, economic stability can be precarious, heavily dependent on the dictator's policies. Poor decisions or political instability can quickly lead to economic downturns. Infrastructure and public services. Dictators might invest heavily in infrastructure projects to showcase their regime's effectiveness or to stimulate economic activity. However, such investments may also be used to solidify political control or divert resources away from other critical areas. Essential public services like healthcare and education might be underfunded if they are not aligned with the regime's immediate goals, or if funds are diverted to personal or political uses. International relations. Dictatorships can face international sanctions or trade restrictions, which can isolate the economy and hinder growth. Conversely, favorable international relations and trade agreements can offer economic benefits and support. Impacts on people. Political repression, freedom, and rights. Dictatorships often limit political freedoms and suppress dissent. This can lead to widespread fear, restricted freedom of speech, and limited political participation. Human rights violations. The regime may engage in human rights abuses such as arbitrary detention, torture, and censorship to maintain control and eliminate opposition. Economic inequality, wealth distribution. Economic inequality can widen as wealth becomes concentrated among the elite and ruling class, while ordinary citizens may face economic stagnation or decline. Access to resources. Access to economic opportunities and resources might be restricted based on political connections, further entrenching social and economic divides. Quality of life. Standard of living. The quality of life can be uneven, with some enjoying privileges and high standards due to their connection with the regime, while the general populace may experience lower living standards. Social services. Basic services such as healthcare, education, and social safety nets may be inadequate or unevenly distributed, affecting the well-being of the general population. Socioeconomic mobility opportunities. Dictatorships often limit social and economic mobility. Without democratic mechanisms or fair legal systems, it can be challenging for individuals to improve their economic status or pursue entrepreneurial ventures. Brain drain. Talented individuals may leave the country in search of better opportunities, which can lead to a loss of human capital and further hinder economic and social development. Social stability, public sentiment, prolonged repression, and economic hardship can lead to social unrest and dissatisfaction. This unrest might manifest in protests, strikes, or other forms of resistance against the regime. Control measures. The regime may implement strict control measures to quell dissent and maintain order, further impacting the quality of life and freedom for ordinary citizens. In summary, under a dictatorship, the economy and people can experience a range of impacts from economic mismanagement and corruption to political repression and social inequality. The outcomes depend significantly on the dictator's policies, the country's resources, and its interactions with the broader international community.